Hi, I'm Dave Mason with a short video about how to buy MBH stock. This is a stock I've been buying a lot of lately, and I keep recommending it to people, and they keep coming back to me and saying, hey Dave, we looked into that stock you mentioned, but we weren't really able to get any shares. How exactly are we supposed to buy this thing? And I think the fact that it's so difficult to buy is probably one of the reasons why it's valued so low. At this point, the market cap is less than 10% of the net assets and less than 5% of the annual revenue, despite being a profitable company. So I wanted to make a short video explaining how exactly to buy it so friends and family and others can go out and buy this stock if they are interested. Now, the first thing I want to point out is, as an American, I really can't buy this stock on my normal US brokerage accounts because it's a European stock. Now, there is an American version, an over-the-counter stock that trades under the symbol MBHCF. Now, I highly recommend you not buy this version of the stock. This is a version of the stock that is kind of out there so that you can buy it on American exchanges, but it gets almost no volume, and so you might want to overpaying for it, and then if you want to sell it later, you might be stuck with it. Now, MBH primarily trades on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange, and that's the stock exchange I recommend you buy it on. Now, the problem that brings up is that if you've just got a regular US brokerage account, you're probably not going to be able to buy it. I had an Ameritrade account, and I went about trying to buy this stock, and I was told, sorry, we just can't get you stocks on that exchange. So I went on to a couple of the different finance groups that I was on online, and I asked them, for buying international stocks, where should I be getting my brokerage account? And everybody who is doing international trading recommended the same brokerage, one called Interactive Brokers, also known as IBKR. Now, I have a link in the notes below here they give me a referral link, and if you sign up via my referral link, they give me something, and I think they give you some kind of bonus for doing that. So you can go ahead and click that if you want to get an account for Interactive Brokers, or you can go direct if you don't feel like it. But that is really the brokerage you want to be on in order to buy MBH stock. Now, the next thing you're going to go do is, once you get approved for the brokerage account and transfer money over there, you're still not going to be able to buy stock. And that's for a couple of reasons. Reason number one is you need to be approved for the different exchanges you're going to go on. So if you go into the Interactive Brokers interface and you type the ticker symbol, which is M8H. This was a weird ticker symbol for me to see because in America we don't have numbers in our ticker symbols, but in Europe they do. So M8H is the ticker symbol for it. You put that in, the first thing they're going to tell you is you have no trading permissions to be trading on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Fortunately, that's a really easy thing to remedy. You just click the button that says, request permissions, and within a minute, usually you'll get approved to be trading on that exchange. Okay, that's no problem. So then you go back. The next problem is you're going to go to trade, and they're going to tell you, sorry, you've got no euros. This is being traded in euros. So you just go in, you click currency converter. You can just type that into the search bar, and it'll come up, and it'll say, what is the currency you want to be trading from? What is the currency you want to be trading to? Just put in dollars in the top, euros in the second one, and exchange some of your dollars over to euros so that you have cash to be buying MBH. Okay, at that point, you're now able to be buying MBH stock. You type in again, hit the trade button, you type in M8H, you click on the stock, and it'll come up there with a bid price and an ask price, and it'll say, how do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy that as a market order, as a limit order? How many shares do you want? All of that. Here's a big note of caution, and this doesn't just apply to MBH, this applies to every penny stock out there. Now, a lot of the people I know who trade stocks, they just go ahead and hit market order. A market order means that I want to buy the stock at whatever price I can get it at. And if you're buying a big stock like Apple, this is no problem at all. There are so many shares of Apple available. They're trading all the time. Very often you'll see that just the difference between what's called the bid and the ask price, the price where you have to buy it for and the price you have to sell it for, is only like a penny or two. And since the stock is probably trading for a couple $100, the penny or two makes no difference whatsoever. It's just easiest to click market order. But when you're dealing with penny stocks, it's a totally different world. First of all, MBH doesn't have that many total stocks out there. The last I looked, they had about 118 million, but a lot of those were already closely held by people inside the business and were not actually available to be traded. Those that are available to be traded is a much, much smaller number. And because there's not so many, it could be that if you put in market order, what you're instructing the brokerage account to do is to say, buy this stock for me at whatever price you can get it. So even though the stock might be selling for 5 cents, depending on how many shares you want, it might get you a couple of shares at 5 cents, and then there's nobody else to be selling them. So it goes up to 5.5 cents to get some more, and then it goes up to 6 cents to get some more, and it goes up to 7 cents. And suddenly you've paid far over the price for the stock in order to get it. So how do you control this? Very simply, you put in what's called a limit order. So there's going to be a little drop down that says market, limit, and give you a few other options. You just click limit order, and then you could put in the price that you're willing to pay. Now, normally on this page, there will be a price that the stock is for sale at, and it'll give you a quantity of shares that are available at that price, and then a price that the stock people are willing to buy the stock at, and a quantity of people who are willing to buy at that price. There can often be a very large gap between the two. Now, if you want to get shares and you want to get them right away, you can always pay the amount that is being asked for those shares. You can just go ahead and say, yes, it's trading at 5.78 or whatever it happens to be. I want to pay that. Please give me the shares, and you can get those number of shares usually right away. Or you can say, you know what, sometimes the gap is big on a penny stock like this one. Sometimes I'll look at MBH and there'll be 20% between the bid and the ask price. So if I'm willing to wait and just take my chances that I might not get some shares, but I don't want to overpay for them, sometimes I'll say I'm willing to pay just a little bit above the bottom price. I'll choose a price somewhere in the middle. So that's a strategy you can play with. Again, it depends on how badly you want to accumulate shares and how patient you're willing to be, and just say, okay, I'll take them if I can get my price, but I won't take them if I can't. But even if you're actually willing to pay the price that is being asked for them, the upper level price, always put it in as a limit order. You do that, you're protected against getting some crazy share price that you didn't even think was possible, because once you put it in as market, they're basically going to sell you those shares at whatever price they have to buy them for. And since there's so few shares out there, it might be a crazy price. So those are just a few suggestions here. Again, don't buy the over-the-counter stock in the US, MBHCF. Rather, get yourself an international brokerage account. Interactive Brokers is the one that is most recommended. And again, I have a link below to my referral link where we should each get something for that. Then you have to go in, you have to get approved for the exchange. First, just type in M8H in there. If you try to buy it and you're not approved, it'll just give you a button to be approved. That's the easiest way to find. Don't go searching around for how you get approved. Just put in the stock and it'll direct you to that. Trade your dollars into euros for the amount that you want to go ahead and buy. And then always, always, always place the order as a limit order. So that's my advice on how to buy MBH if you want to buy MBH. And I hope this is helpful. Take care.